Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all having a great day. And if you aren't already subscribed and want to hit the subscribe button, that would be awesome. A lot of content coming to this channel next year. Just want to say again, thank you so much, everybody, for your continuous love and support. And thank you so much for all the congratulation posts and all the kind words on the Nissan Skyline. I've been saving almost a little over 2 years now and bought one of my dream cars. Later in this video, I will be going over why I picked the GTS-T 4-door over the GTR I was originally going to buy, my future plans for the Skyline, and I guess future goals later on next year. Check this out. That's crazy. I'm so stoked to have both these cars in my garage. Never knew I would get so far into a passion for building cars. 13 years of ownership for the Prelude, and again secured one of my dream cars. And what's crazy to think is, even though the GTS-T or the 4-door is a 4-door, it's actually just as long and as big as the Prelude, which is a coupe. Goes to show that cars in Japan are actually pretty small. But I can't get over the Skyline, and the Skyline may look nice and shiny and vibrant through the camera, but in all honesty, the Skyline is disgusting. It's so dirty. There's a bunch of watermarks all over the car, dirt, bugs, some weird grime. But today, the main focus of this video will be me detailing the Skyline. And remember, this car was on a trailer from Washington to Tucson, Arizona for 7 days. So there's a lot of dust and imperfections in the paint. And then even examining it last night, there are a lot of imperfections, but nothing that I can't take out. And again, for being almost 30 years old, this car, it is in pristine shape. Last night I did just hit up the interior pieces and trim. Got them all nice and cleaned. All I have to do is do a nice steam vacuum on the carpets and seat. Seriously love this shift knob. I'm thinking of upgrading this to a double din, but as of right now, this single din Kenwood works just fine. This Momo steering wheel is pretty nice too, but I will be selling this one to get my Vertex, so if you're interested, let me know. Will come with this carbon fiber horn button. And if you are a new subscriber through the Skyline community, R chassis, if you could be so kind and just give me some pointers on just the RB motors and the Skyline chassis in general. I know a lot of parts are compatible with the Z32 300ZX. I was up all night last night just researching more parts. I will be buying new brake pads and rotors here soon. Just do another maintenance checkup before I start modifying the car, like I mentioned in my last video. And once maintenance is all up to date, I will begin doing all the nice engine and body modifications. Plans I have for the 4-door Skyline for next year is the front end. I either want to do the GTR front end or the BN Sports exterior kit. I love how wide the front fenders are on the GTR. But I was also thinking about doing the D-Max version 1 front fenders, which I think extended 15 or 20 millimeters, which if you can see through this fender here in the Skyline, the Prelude's fender extends out a hell of a lot more. So front end, definitely, I'm still in the mix between BN Sport, GTR front end, or Vertex. Of course, for the side skirts, I do want to go Vertex or BN. As well as the rear bumper here, I do want to do either Vertex or BN, but I know with the BN kit, I have to order it. It's made to order from Japan, and I know that takes about 5 to 6 months. For my wheel setup, what I want to do in the future is run 18s. Width-wise, I am not too sure yet, but these are 17x9 plus 33 R32 GTR wheels, which give the 4-door a great look. I've always wanted, actually these are one of my dream wheels that I want to run on the Prelude as like stockies, but they aren't in the greatest condition. They are like hella curved. I don't know what they were doing in Japan. Probably drifting, I hope not, but this car runs great. But I will get these refinished eventually and just keep these as daily wheels. But with the 17x9, it gives me a good idea on what I can run And I know with this chassis, they make a surplus of arms for the car. So I will be running camber and tow arms. I will be doing the Hikis lock bar, or deleting the Hikis. I do want to, overall, honestly, I want to get this to like a nice street drift setup. So I want to run, I don't know like wheel spec wise I want to run, or what wheels I want to run. I was thinking of Meister M1s, 18x10 in the rear, with like 1 or 2 degrees of camber, or even zeroed it out, and then 18x9.5 up front, and just max out the camber to like -5 or -7, or something that's still streetable. What's also cool about the headlamps is they are not plastic, they are glass, and as you can see here, they have these cool halo rings, which are, it's a hit or miss. They are nice, but the halo ring gets pretty hot. And if you can see closely, it's starting to burn the interior of the headlamp, which I might change out in the future if these ever crack. But you can tell by the projector, it is blue and it transitions to red. I don't know if you can pick it up on camera. There you go. There's like a slight, there it is. So the Japanese driver's side is red, and then the passenger side is blue. I guess they're both blue and red. Like I mentioned in my last video, I want to change out the corner markers to a nice smoked look. This corner marker here has a weird, it's like cracked in here. That's an easy fix from what I saw. Definitely going to get new window moldings, because the way that these Skylines are set up, it's not really meant for water. So if water gets on the roof, it'll easily slip into the inside of the car, which the rain guards prevent that, obviously. And I really like the rain guards on 4-doors. And I will be keeping this wing. I think this wing looks really nice on the 4-doors. And I would like your guys' opinion on tint. There's 0 tint on the car, which I do love. I like that fishbowl look, and since I won't be driving this car a whole lot, I can deal with a little bit of sun. But I was thinking if I was going to tint it, or I am going to tint it, but not like limo tint, I was thinking maybe like 35% all around. Definitely get the windshield tinted and that nice sun banner to protect the interior, because again, it is 30 years old, and I do have a couple dash bubbles which aren't crazy big, but I want to prevent them from growing any bigger. I did put my Surikawa, I got custom made from the boys at JDM Surikawa. Thank you again, guys. You guys rock. Seriously, the interior is a 9 out of 10. I love how authentic and the quality of the carpet is, and these back seats are pretty comfortable too. Like you can see there from that pillar, it's kind of decimated a little bit, so I'm on the lookout for that. And the hood liner is good too. I will be swapping out all the lights to LEDs. I do want to put a cage in here, or just do the C-pillar roll bar, which will give it a nice touch. Seats, I do want to go with the brides. I'm thinking either black or red. I think red would be a nice touch, but you can't go wrong with black. And then again, hitting up my boy here soon for a Vertex steering wheel, which I'll be running the quick release and short hub. And honestly, what really sold me on this car was how clean the engine bay is for being 30 years old. I did do a little bit of detailing on the plastics, but when I received the car, it was in almost factory condition. So plans, performance-wise, gonna go with a nice high-flow air filter. I will be upgrading my wastegate and blow-off valve to either a Greddy or an HKS. I'll have to get welded on. I'm gonna hit up my sponsors at Mishimoto for the radiator and shroud kit. Definitely going to be upgrading this battery to a nice Optima red top or yellow top. I'm still doing my research on what would work best. And I've been reading up a lot on the RB motors, and I know the RB series motors are built to rev. I didn't know that RB standing for race breed, which is pretty cool and quite aggressive. My overall goal for the RB20 out of this motor is to push 300 wheel, which I know should be not a big challenge, but it should be pretty easy. I know these stock motors can handle up to 400 wheel on stock internals, but I do want to build up the internals, go with like HKS or Tomy. Still doing my research, but if you have any recommendations, please feel free to throw them in the comments section below. Again, then upgrade my injectors to GTR injectors, upgrade my coil packs, do all like the wastegate blow-off valve upgrades. I will probably upgrade the turbo to a R33 GTS25 turbo. And then intercooler wise, I'll probably just hit up Mishimoto again for a nice universal one. So that is a brief overview on what I want to get done with the Skyline in my continuous years of ownership. I'm incredibly grateful and incredibly stoked for this opportunity. And again, thank you everybody so much for your continuous love and support and the kind words. I am just as excited to build this car as you are. And again, if you aren't already subscribed, now's the time to subscribe. I look forward to this new journey in my upcoming years. It's going to be a great one. So now I will answer a couple questions you all are wondering. Question number one, why did I buy a 4-door GTST opposed to the R32 GTR that I originally wanted? So to answer that shortly, financial reasons. As you all know, I recently just bought a house about 4 months ago, so I do have a mortgage payment. I do have utilities on top of that. Even though I have homeowner's insurance, any repairs that homeowner's insurance doesn't cover, I have to fix myself. So if like my AC goes out for something, a majority of that is coming out of my pocket. I do plan on renovating, remodeling this house to build more equity for when I sell it in say 4 to 5 years. I want to make some good money off of that. So I do want to remodel my house, my bathrooms, kitchen, all that good stuff, appliances. So that's all coming out of my pocket alone. I'm gonna be honest with you, I did finance part of the Skyline. I did put about 90% down that I've been saving throughout these past 2 years, and I financed a small loan of 10% of what I needed. I was going to buy it outright, but I didn't want to completely drain my savings account. Just in case something urgent happened, I have that extra money to use, whether it's like my house or my health wise, or if my family or friends needed help, I would have the extra money to help them. And with the additional money I would have had to put down for the GTR, I don't think my debt to income ratio would allow it. The only thing that shows up on my W-2s, taxes, Social Security is Whole Foods, which I am very grateful to have a job with Whole Foods, Amazon, and the amount of money I make, I'm incredibly grateful for. And then for my W-9s through YouTube, you know, I don't make a crazy amount right now. I make like, honestly, between like $3 to $5 per video, which again, thank you everybody for your support. And you know, selling parts helps out a lot, but you can't really put that on taxes. And then with my detailing services that I do, I don't have that in my W-9s. That's all under the table pay. So yeah, that's all money for me. Uncle Sam doesn't see, so it doesn't necessarily count towards my W-9. So again, financial reasons is the reason why I didn't want to get the GTR, remodel my home, and I want to finish the Prelude and have additional money in my pocket. A second question I keep getting hit on with is, am I going to be keeping the Prelude? And the answer is, of course, guys. This Prelude is what started the channel. This Prelude has opened up so many opportunities for me. There is no way in hell I would get rid of this car. The only way I would get rid of this car, it got totaled out and just wrecked for whatever reason. But like I mentioned, the Prelude is my top priority right now. Now that I've acquired the Skyline, when I have time after these holidays, I will be pulling out the motor and trans and everything in the engine bay, cleaning the whole engine bay, getting all that dirt and grime out, doing a reseal on my motor here, a nice tuck of all the wires, relocating the battery to the trunk, again waiting on additional parts so I can do the swap efficiently. Then I got to pull the transmission, ECU, and engine bay wiring harness out of the red Prelude, and then swap out the automatic transmission in this Prelude and the wiring harness and ECU, put it back in the red Prelude, and then get rid of it. And if for any reason I was in a financial bind and I had to get rid of one of my cars, it would be the CR-V. But I don't know if I mentioned it already, but the insurance I will be trying to get for the Skyline will be classical car insurance through State Farm. I talked to my agent and all my cars are insured on State Farm, so it would be the most appropriate insurance company to go through, and my agent is super cool. I did look up Haggerty. They wanted like 168 bucks a month, as well as some other classical car insurance companies. They wanted a lot. And then, but with Progressive, if my car qualifies for classical class, I will be paying around $24 to $28 a month, which is awesome. That helps me keep a third car, the CR-V, as a daily driver. But the only downfall for that is I can only drive this car less than 3,000 miles a year, which might be a difficult task. So that's pretty much a brief overview on why I chose the GTST, financial reasons, building a house, my plans for next year, which I'm incredibly stoked for. And again, I cannot wait to share this experience with you guys. I know you are all just as excited as I am, but looking forward to another beneficial year. 2019 was full of surprises, and I accomplished almost everything I said I was going to do. 2 years ago, I told myself in 2 years I was gonna buy one of my dream car Skylines, and I did, buying the house. The only thing I need to accomplish now is swapping out the transmission in the Prelude, which I have a little over a month to do. So when the holidays do die down, I will begin that swap as soon as possible, and then I can focus on the Skyline for next year. Incredibly stoked. But that's going to go ahead, guys, and include this portion of the video. Thank you all so much for sticking around, and I can't emphasize this enough. Thank you all so much for your continuous love and support. You guys are awesome. You guys mean the world to me, and I cannot wait to see what the year 2020 holds for us. But as of right now, I'm waiting for Nate and his R32 GTR Skyline. He's gonna again show me and just go over the GTST with me to see what it needs right away, and just again educate me on the chassis and the motor. And then the next video I post will be that, as well as me detailing the Skyline. So thank you all so much again for your continuous love and support. And remember, aim high, drive low. We will see you next video. Take care.